there steady, no shake in your hands, like this ending was already planned. Your voice was gentle, your eyes were clear, while my heart was breaking right here. You said my name like it didn't ache, like leaving me was an easy mistake. I searched your face for something real, but calm was all you chose to feel. I was drowning in everything unsaid, while you were already steps ahead. You walked away calmly, without a sound, like love was something you could just put down. I was falling apart, you stayed composed, like my pain was something you never noticed. I begged my heart to understand how you walked so quietly, hand in hand. With the end, you walked away calmly, and I shattered slowly. I stayed behind with the weight of why. Is every tear you didn't cry. I replayed moments we used to be, while you were already feeling free. I would have fought through the darkest days, but you chose keeping walking away. You said it kindly, you said it clean, like love was never what it seemed. Now the slow, you silence for grace, while it erased me from your space. You walked away calmly, no regrets, like everything we were was easy to forget. I held on too hope, to my hands were sore, while you already unlocked the door. I loved you loud, you locked me wide, you left without losing sleep that night. You walked away calmly, and I stayed with the pain. Maybe life shouldn't end this way, with one heartbreaking, one feeling on play. I don't hate you, I just don't know how you left without feeling what I felt. Slow, I loved you honest, I loved you deep, even when you chose peace over me. You walked away calmly, but now I see love can't live where there's no fight for we. I'm letting go with tears in my eyes, not because I want to, stronger. The piano fades, the violin sighs. When I say goodbye, quietly this time. The clock is frozen at 2:30. Your side of the bed still smells like you. The city hums, but I can't sleep. Every memory cuts too deep. You said we'd talk when the night was done, but silence answered instead of love. I read your last words over and over, trying to make them mean something softer. I told myself this ache would pass, that heartbreak fades just like the past. But here I am under pale moonlight, feeling everything tonight. Love hurt me tonight, deeper than before. Like a wound, I thought it closed its door. I gave you trust, I gave you time. You left me alone with what was mine. I'm holding tears I couldn't hide. It's all game of shadows by my side. I believed you were my light, but love hurt me tonight. I remember laughing in your arms, believing we were safe from harm. You said my heart was where you stayed, not knowing you'd walk away this way. I ignored the signs, I closed my eyes, cold every doubt, just overthinking lies. I left you more than I could say, and that's what hurts the most today. I stay relieved, it made more sense. Call my pain, be patient. I felt like tomorrow I'll survive. I thought I knew the shape of pain, thought I'd survive the worst again. I promised myself I'd guard my heart, would never fall back to the start. But you came close with gentle lies, said you changed, looked in my eyes. I let my walls fall one by one, not knowing what you'd already done. I felt the fear beneath your touch, but hope can make you trust too much. I stayed believing love would bend, not seeing how it always ends. Love hurt without mercy again, like it knew exactly where I'd bend. It took my strength, it took my breath, left me choosing between you and myself. I gave you faith, I gave you skin, let you back where the scars begin. I swore I'd never feel this pain, but love hurt without mercy again. I let me cry without a sound, 'cause while when you weren't around, you needed space, I needed truth. I gave you both, you gave me proof that loving you meant losing ground, standing still while you moved on. I held the weight you wouldn't see, while you were already free of me. I called you cold, just band-aids, painted hope over all the gray, left you harder when you pulled away. Like love would make you stay. Love hurt without mercy again, cut me slow, then left me there. I stayed too soft, I stayed too long, it took my breaking for being strong. You fought for us when you were gone, loved you when you'd already moved on. I knew the cost, I knew the end. Still love hurt without mercy again. Maybe love shouldn't feel like hard, like begging someone to care once more. Maybe love should let you breathe, not make you bleed. Just to believe if loving you meant losing me, then that's the truth that set me free. Love hurt without mercy. Now I see it wasn't love that failed. giving you my all. I loved you real, I loved you deep, I loved to never steal your peace. I'll rise, I'll heal, I'll learn again. Love hurt without mercy, but never again. Soft piano fades, the violin cries. I tried to from tired lies. Some hearts break to finally learn. Love hurt without mercy again. But this time I won't pretend. It felt like peace when you walked inside, like all my fears had finally died. You spoke so gently, held me close, said I was safe, said I was home. I let my guard fall piece by piece, believed in calm, believed in ease. I didn't see the storm begin, I didn't know where love would end. Every smile hit a silent break, every promise felt too easy to make. Trusted you without defense, not knowing pain was coming next. Love hurt without warning again, like a blade I didn't see till then. One moment warm, the next I'm alone, standing in ruins we called a home. I gave my heart with open hands, you disappeared like it was planned. I thought this time would be different, but love hurt without warning again. You pulled away without a sound, left no reason, love no ground. Your silence said what words refuse. I was the one you'd come to lose. I replayed every touch, every line, searching for where I crossed the sign. I knocked you honest, loved you deep, while you were stay the same, called your distance, just bad days. I chose belief instead of truth, and take a price for loving you. Love hurt without warning again, should never feel this way. Love without warning, but now I see it was love that failed. It was me. For staying quiet, staying small, for catching you when you let me fall. I walk confused, pain would pay the debt. A cold heartbreak, trying my best. I loved you true, I loved you deep, but love won't hurt me without a warning again. Soft piano fades, your violin sighs. I dry the truth from tired eyes. Some lessons come just step as pain, but I survived. And I've heard without a warning again. We started with promises whispered low, like secrets the world would never know. You held my hand like you meant to stay, like love was more than words you'd say. I built a future in your eyes, believed the truth, ignored the signs. But every smile was half a lie, and every forever learned how to die. I felt the ending in your touch. It wasn't cruel, just not enough. You stayed beside me, heart elsewhere, like leaving me was already there. Love was a goodbye I didn't hear. It left me slowly, year by year. I was holding on, you were letting go, learning truths I didn't want to know. I called it love, I called it fate, but love was leaving every day I stayed. I gave you all, you passed me by. Love was a goodbye. I remember nights we talked till dawn, swore we'd be strong when things went wrong. I fought for us when you went quiet, loved you loud while you denied it. You say you care, just not the same. Said it's not you, but said my name. I stood alone in what we were, while you were already somewhere else. I made excuses for your doubts, said love just needs time to work it out. But love can't live on one hurt fight, and yours was born before if loving you meant letting go. And that's the hardest truth I know. Love was a goodbye, now I see. Not every ending is loud on me. Some love fade without a fight. They lead in silence, night by night. I won't blame my open heart for where your effort fell apart. I loved you deeply, I won't deny. Love was a goodbye, but I survived. Soft piano fades the violin cries. I close this chapter with open eyes. Some notes don't end with one last try. They end when love becomes good The house feels colder than it did before. Your laughter doesn't live here anymore. I still pause when the doorbell rings, like maybe it's you, like it still means something. Your picture's fading on my phone, but not inside my mind. I learned how to sleep alone while dreaming of another time. We promised forever like it was easy, like love could never fall apart. But promises fade so quietly, leaving scars on a hopeful heart. Love was just a memory, something we used to be. Now it's only echoes in the dark, and a crack inside my heart. I held on so desperately while you were already free. I'm standing here with nothing left. Love was just a memory. I walk past places we once knew, where every corner feels like you. The cafe where you held my hand. Now I sit there trying to understand. Said we'd always find a way, but forever slipped through time. You moved on, I chose to stay. Still reading every sign. You erased us so easily, like we were just a phrase. Could have carried us so carefully. was just a memory, but it still feels alive in every tear I'm hiding. Every quiet goodbye, you found peace eventually. While I'm learning how to breathe, I'm letting go of what we were. Love is just a memory. I'll heal one day, I know I will, but tonight I'm still learning how to miss you less. It started like a quiet dream, soft words wrapped around me. You held my hand like it meant to stay, like I was safe with you that way. I believed every gentle lie, every forever in your eyes. I thought love was meant to heal. I didn't know how wrong that feels. I ignored the cracks in every smile, called your distance just a phase. I stayed too long, I waited a while my heart slowly gave way. Love was just pain dressed up as hope, a fragile heart at the end of a rope. I gave you everything I had, you gave me scars I never asked. I stayed when leaving made more sense. Called suffering commitment, I learned too late what truth remains. For me, love was just pain. I learned to cry without a sound, to fall apart when you weren't around. I learned to beg for honesty, to doubt my worth silently. You loved me best when I was small, and I didn't ask for much at all. The moment I needed you to stay, you slowly started drifting away. I carried us on to shaking knees, held your weight while losing me. just begin? Soft piano fades, the violin sighs. I wipe the truth from tired eyes. Some love's a lessons wrapped in flame. I survive the night when love was just game. I used to believe in gentle beginnings, in hearts that arrive without fear. Back when love felt light as breathing, before it learned how to disappear. You held my hand like a promise, like letting go was never a choice. But somewhere between forever and always, I lost the sound of your voice. Now every smile feels borrowed, every hope feels thin and unsure, like love left scars in my chest that time couldn't cure. I didn't stop believing in love, I just stopped trusting the fall. Love was never easy again. After you walked out of my heart, where every feeling came when the world ended, every beginning felt like the end. My stars chose to end. Maybe love shouldn't feel like survival, like holding your breath just to stay. I don't regret the way I loved you, I regret the way I stayed. I was honest, I was real, even when you stopped trying to feel. Love was never easy, I can, but I'm learning how to try. Not every heart will leave me broken, not every tear will be mine. I'll love again with differently now, with boundaries, truth, and grace. Love was never easy again, but it won't always hurt this way. The piano fades, the violin cries, and I learn to love with open eyes. I held your hand like it was home, like I was finally not alone. You said my name in tender ways, like I was meant to always stay. I believe the look in your eyes, thought love like this could never lie. But even then, beneath the light, something in me knew it wasn't right. I felt the truth I tried to hide, that you were close but not inside. I gave you all my time and truth, while sharing you with something new. Love was never mine to keep, I only borrowed it to believe. I held it close, you held it loose, I paid the cost, you paid no dues. I stayed believing it would grow, with loving you was loving alone. I gave my heart beside a sign. Love was never mine. I learned the sound of waiting moons, loving someone halfway through. You chose me when it felt okay, and vanished when it asked promised you to stay. I blame myself for wanting more, for knocking on a closing door. I called your distance that silent, and called my pain to store within. Maybe love shouldn't feel like theft, something promised and just left. Maybe love should choose you too, and not leave you proving what is true. Never mine, but the love I gave was. Soft piano fades, the violin cries. I erase the truth with open eyes. Some hearts borrow, some hearts lie. Never mine, but I survived. I remember how I waited by the phone, telling myself I wasn't alone. You said you were busy, said later on, but later never came, and the night went long. I read between every word you said, heard the silence louder than my head. I gave you space when I needed you near, smiled through doubts I never shared. I can't believe that love meant patience and pain, but I was the only one standing in the rain. You didn't care enough to stay. say. Didn't fight when love slipped away. I was holding us together long, while you were already halfway gone. I cried in rooms you never saw, broke my heart trying to warn you more. You didn't care enough, and I felt everything. I softened my voice so you wouldn't argue, swallowed my truth just to keep you comfortable. I learned how to be less as blessed too, just so I wouldn't lose you. You noticed when I pulled away, but nothing nice, I begged you to stay. I made excuses for what you lacked, cold in love while losing myself in faith. I mistook effort for something small, when love should never function. You didn't care enough to try. Ask me once if I was alright. I gave you chances, I gave you time. You gave me reasons to tie my mind. I stayed loyal, I stayed true in a love that barely noticed me too. You didn't care enough, and it tore me apart. Baby, someday you'll understand what it costs to love with empty hands. I loved you honest, I loved you deep, even when you gave me nothing to keep. I won't beg for love again, I won't lose myself just to pretend you didn't care enough. Now I see love shouldn't hurt this entirely. I'm letting go of what we were. Hearts and broken words. I'll hear the parents you never tried. I will wait where love has died. You didn't care enough, but now I care for me. The piano fades, the violin cries, and I walk away with open eyes. I remember standing in the doorway, waiting for you to say my name, like maybe love would wake you up, like maybe you'd still stay the same. Your eyes were tired, your voice was low, like giving up came easily. I was holding on to every word while you were already free. I searched your face for some feeling real, Silence answered louder than truth, and fear replaced your heart. You didn't fight in love when everything was breaking. I was screaming without sound while you were slowly letting go. You didn't fight enough. I carried us alone. I gave you every piece of me. You left me on my own. I stayed up late fixing what you broke, making excuses for your doubt, telling myself love needs patience even when rejected. I learned how to beg in quiet ways, how to love without being seen. You learned how to walk away untouched, like we never meant a thing. You said I just don't feel the same, like feelings come and go in fears. Love should stay stand its ground, not leave when it gets weak. You didn't fight enough, and we were losing ground, always drowning in a maybe, while you never turned around. You didn't fight enough. I stayed, you slipped away. I believed in us completely. You believed in walking away. Maybe I loved deeper than you could. Maybe my heart held on too tight. But love isn't something you abandon just because it needs a fight. I wanna stay through every storm, through every scar we made. But you chose comfort over truth, and let our love fade. You didn't fight enough, but I fought with all I had. I gave you loyalty and hope, while you gave up and turned your back. I'll heal from this, I swear I will. But tonight I still confess I didn't lose because I fell. You lost because you didn't fight enough. The silence knows who stayed. The truth knows who let go. I'll rise from where you left me, stronger than you ever know. longer than it should. Like part of you still misunderstood. I watched your shadow cross the floor, heard my heart break at the sound of more. Nothing left to say, nothing left to prove. I was still frozen, you already moved. You held your keys like they weighed nothing, while my whole world was quietly collapsing. I waited for a pause, a sign, a second glance, a change of mind, but you kept walking like you were free, like leaving me was easy. You didn't look back once, not even then, not when you knew this was the end. I was standing there, falling apart, holding what was left of my heart. I loved you loud in a silent room while you escaped without the truth. I begged for a moment, just for a sign, but you didn't look back once. I replay that night in broken frames. Every step you took still says her name. I thought love meant you'd hesitate, that walking away would feel like weight, but you wore goodbye like it was life, like I was already out of sight. I stay behind with unfinished dreams, learning how lonely almost can be. I held my breath till it hurt to stay, hoping you'd turn, hoping you'd say anything to make me believe that I still mattered to you. You didn't look back once, not when I cried, not when my voice shook as you passed by. I was still choosing you, standing there while you were already somewhere else. I gave you love you didn't keep, you gave me memories I'd still bleed. I called your name into the night, but you didn't look back once. Maybe leaving was easier than staying. Maybe love scared you when it was real. I don't hate you for walking away, but you never knew how that made me see. If loving you meant being unseen, then I was invisible in the end. You didn't look back once, now I know I was alone before you let go. I stood there loving with everything, all you left without feeling a thing. I won't chase someone and chose to run. I won't beg for what's already done. I gave you truth, I gave you trust. You didn't look back once, but I loved you enough. Soft yellow feet, so violent in cries, I turn away with tired eyes. Some goodbyes don't break with words or face, they break when someone doesn't look back once. You promised me time, not a goodbye. said love like ours would never die. We talked about someday like it was real, like something we could touch and feel. I built my hope on the words you said, every future inside my head. But seasons changed and so did you, while I was still holding on to us two. I noticed the space in the way you spoke, the way your smile no longer broke. I asked in my heart to not be afraid, still believing you would stay. You didn't stay forever like you said you would. You let go quietly when I never could. I was still choosing you every day, while you were already drifting away. I held on to love like it was enough, but love alone couldn't make you stay. I believed in us, I believed in you. You didn't stay forever. And at my nights we could easily talking like secrets were ours to keep. You said my name like it was home, like I'd never be alone. But slowly your heart grew hard to reach. Your silence said more than your speech. I kept forgiving what you became, holding distance just to face. I waited through the cracks and signs, telling myself we just needed time. I loved you harder when you pulled away, not knowing love can make someone stay. You didn't stay forever, you just stayed a while, long enough to make me believe your smile. I was still building what we planned, while you were slipping through my hands. I stayed when doubt filled every day. I fought for words you wouldn't say. I gave my heart like it was true. You didn't stay forever. Maybe forever scared your heart. Maybe leaving felt easier than trying. I don't hate you for letting go, but it broke me more than you'll ever know. If loving me was too much to hold, and losing me was your choice alone, you didn't stay forever. Now I see, but forever scared inside of me. I loved you honest, loved you deep, loved you even I did love forever. Jazz piano fades, the violin sighs. I let the tears fall from tired eyes. Some loves aren't meant to last forever, but loving you was real to me. You said forever like it was light, like love wouldn't ask us to fight. I believed every you said, build my future on my head. But slowly something felt off key, like you were already leaving me. I felt the distance in your touch, still I told myself I asked too much. You didn't stay long, not long enough. You let go and love got rough. I was learning how to be yours while you were walking out the door. I gave you everything I had. You left before it got too hard. You didn't stay long, and I stayed with the pain. You stopped calling late at night, stopped asking if I was alright. Your laughter faded into space, your heart slowly erased my place. I made excuses for your absence, caught your distance just a moment. I held on tighter every day while you were quietly pulling away. I would have stayed through every storm, but you were already gone. You didn't stay long, not long enough. You let go when love got rough. I was learning how to be yours while you were walking out the door. I gave you everything I had. You left before it got too hard. You didn't stay long. I didn't hear the moment it fell apart. Just felt the heaviness settle in my heart. You still said my name the same old way, but something warm that slipped away. I watched you drift, my standing still, like loving me became a will you couldn't win. I told myself this pain would pass, that love just bends before it lasts. I kept believing depth and strong, didn't know deep love could go so wrong. Love hurt me deep, but after light, I lost myself just to make things right. You walked ahead, I stayed behind, trying to save what you'd already left behind. I've broken ways I couldn't explain, like losing pieces every day. Love hurt me deep, but it won't define me. Maybe love shouldn't cost your peace, I'll make you beg just to feel seen. I don't regret the love I gave, I regret the love I tried to save. I was honest, I was real, even when you stopped choosing to feel. Love hurt me deep, but I'll survive the silent tears of broken eyes. I'm learning how to let it go, to heal the wounds you'll never know. I'll love again, but not this way, not losing pieces every day. Love hurt me deep. Why won't you find me? The piano fades, the violin sighs, and I rise slowly from goodbye. I trusted the way you said my name, like honesty lived in every frame. You swore your heart was only mine, said love like this would stand the time. But something shifted in your eyes, half-truths hiding behind white lies. I felt the ground begin to move before I knew what you'd do. I asked you once, you looked away, said nothing's wrong but couldn't stay. I held my breath, I held my pain, still hoping truth would find its way. You didn't stay true when it mattered most. You let me love you like a ghost. I gave you faith, I gave you me, while you were somewhere I couldn't see. I trusted words you did in me, and believed in us and what we'd been. I stayed honest through and through, but you didn't stay true. I learned the sound of broken trust, how silence hurts more than disgust. You said my fear was in my head, while secrets slept in what you said. I repay nights you held me close, wondering when you let me go. I love your pain, I loved your real. You crossed the lines I couldn't feel. I blame myself for doubting you, for needing proof, for asking truth. I softened, I just swallowed pain to keep a love that wouldn't stay the same. You didn't stay slow when I don't regret the love I gave, but I won't carry your mistakes. If truth was something you couldn't do, and losing me was on you. You didn't stay true, but I did. Soft piano fades, the violin cries. I held the truth clear my tired eyes. Some loves don't end because they're wrong. They end when trust is gone. The sky turned a heavy, bruised shade of gray. I watched the last of the light slip away. The walls started closing, the ceiling felt thin, and I was terrified of the state I was in. I reached for the phone with a hand that was shaking, looking for the soul that I thought was worth taking. You said you were coming, you said hold on tight, but the hours grew long in the teeth of the night. The silence was louder than any white noise. I was searching for safety, I was searching for your voice, but the dial tone hummed like a cold, empty street, and the promise you made was a bitter defeat. Oh, you didn't stay when the world started breaking. You didn't hold the hand that was visibly shaking. I'm singing to still on. But by the time I screamed, you were already gone. Rise, rise to the ashes of trust, watching our forever turn into dust. Where were you? Where were you when the sky fell down? Oh, you did stay when the world started breaking. You didn't hold me alive. Now it's things ever you're shaking. I'm singing to the shadows. I'm calling the rain to wash out the ego. This hollowed out pie. Can you hear the notes? Can you feel the soul in your absence? I had to make myself whole. Survive the night without your light. You didn't stay, and now neither will I. The sky turned a heavy, bruised shade of gray, and now neither will I. And you didn't say when the world started breaking. You didn't hold the heart that was visibly shaking. I'm singing to the shadows. I'm calling the rain to wash out the ego. This hollowed out pain. Can you hear the notes? Can you feel the soul in your absence? I had to make myself whole. I survive the night without. I remember how it started warm, late night calls till the break of dawn. You said my heart was where you stayed, said a love like this wouldn't fade. I trusted words you spoke so sure, believed in us, believed in more. But slowly your hands let go, before I even knew we were low. I felt the distance in your touch, heard excuses, never much. I kept hoping you'd come around while love was falling without a sound. You didn't try hard when I was there, didn't fight when we needed care. I was holding on with everything I had while you were giving up so fast. I stayed awake, I stayed strong. You walked away like nothing was wrong. I gave my heart, I gave my all. You didn't try hard at all. I learned you carry both our weight, cause your silence, just being late. Lowered my voice, I swallowed pain, so you wouldn't feel to blame. I made excuses when you pulled away, said it's tired, he'll be okay. But love can't live on hope alone, and I was loving on my own. I asked for truth, you changed the tone, said I don't know, and checked your phone. I bet the moment not to end while you were already letting go. You didn't try hard when it got real, didn't stay when love asked you to feel. Always still choosing you every day while you were halfway gone already. I bent, I broke, I gave too much. You couldn't even try to trust. I fought for us till I would fall. You didn't try hard at all. Maybe loving me was too much work. Maybe staying meant getting hard. When love isn't easy, it never is. It's staying when you don't know how it ends. I don't regret the love I give, but I won't carry your mistakes. You didn't try hard, now I see. That says more about you than me. I loved you deep, I loved you true. I showed up every time for you. I won't blame my open heart for where your effort fell apart. I gave you everything I could. You didn't try hard, but I did. But I did. Soft yellow fries for falling price. I let the truth fall from my eyes. Some love said no because they're love, but because one heart didn't try hard enough. used to know the sound of my breath, the way I laughed when I was scared. You knew my fears, my quiet hopes, the dreams I never dared to share. But now you look right through my face, like all those years were out of place. You say my name, but not the same, like memory forgot its flame. I kept the moments, every part. You let them fade without a mark. I stayed remembering it all while you forgot we ever fell. You forgot everything we were, every promise, every word. I was still holding yesterday while you erased it on your way. I loved you deep, I loved you true, but it was never enough for you. I carried us inside of me. You forgot everything. I remember nights we couldn't sleep, talking like time was ours to keep. It said forever like a vow, but forever doesn't know us now. I stood beside you through your storms, made your broken feel like what you moved on light without regret, like loving me was easy to forget. I replayed us in silent rooms, searching for where I'd lost you. I stayed loyal to what we had been, while you were already forgetting. You forgot everything again, like loving me was just back then. I was still fighting for our truth while you were dead already through. I gave you years, I gave you me. You gave me memories I still need. I stayed honest through and through. You forgot everything. Maybe forgetting was the way to heal, to walk away without having to feel. But I remember every star, every place you left your mark. If love is something you erase, then I was never meant to stay. You forgot everything, now I see. But I remember who I used to be. I remember loving with my whole heart, even when it tore me apart. I won't beg to be remembered now. I will chase what you forgot. So I get you love, honestly. You forgot everything, but I didn't. said my name like you still knew, like it hadn't faded from you. But your eyes looked past my face, like I was standing in the wrong place. I asked how you've been, you smiled polite, like I was just a memory passing by. I felt my heart sink where I stood, realizing you forgot me like I knew you would. I kept every word you ever said, while you erased me from your head. I stayed alive in yesterday, you moved on like I was nothing to say. You forgot me completely again, like I was never more than then. I was still holding what we were, while you were healed, untouched, secure. I carried us inside my chest. You left me buried with the rest. I loved you deeper than you knew, but you forgot me completely again. I remember nights you couldn't sleep, how I stayed just so you would breathe. I remember holding your pain, hiding mine in quiet shame. I became your home, your safe escape. When safety fades, when love feels fake, you promised I will always stay, but promises don't remember you anyway. Replayed us a thousand times, searching for where I lost your mind. I held on to when we had been, while you were already forgetting. You forgot me completely again, like all the need meant nothing then. I was still fighting for your heart, you had already torn us apart. I kept your name like it was mine, you let go without a sign. I loved you honest, I loved you true, but you forgot me completely too. Maybe I loved more than you could feel, maybe my heart was too real. I don't know how to disappear. I remember everything painfully clear. It's loving you meant being erased, that I paid that life is grace. You forgot me completely again, but I remember who I've been. I remember mistakes, I remember pain, I remember standing in the rain. I won't beg to be recalled, I won't answer when you call. I loved you deeper than you knew, even when you forgot me completely too. Soft piano fades, falling cries low. I let the past finally go. Some hearts remember, some hearts bleed. You forgot me completely, but I'm learning not to forget me. I still sleep on your side of the bed, like maybe you'll come back somehow. The room holds the words we never said, echo louder than I am now. Your jacket's still hanging by the door, smells like a life we used to share. I count the cracks on the bedroom floor, learning how to breathe without your care. I replayed every promise you made, every always, every never. But love faded and you walked away, like I was something you'd remember never. You forgot me forever, like I was never real, like my tears never mattered, like I didn't feel. I played you my heart, every piece, every scar. You left me here broken, wondering who you are. You forgot me forever, erased every sign of the nights I was yours and you were mine. I'm still holding on to what we were, but you forgot me forever. I see your face in crowded streets, and strangers who laugh like you did. I trace our love in unfinished beats, every song ends where yours once lived. I learned how to smile in photographs while crying alone at night. I became good at pretending lost, hiding me deep down aside. forgot me forever, but I still remember every cold November, every warm July. I held on through the darkest weather while you learned how to say goodbye. You forgot me forever, but I stay the same, still whispering softly your name. I'll heal someday, but tonight I confess you forgot me forever, and I loved you nonetheless. The world keeps turning, but I'm still here, learning how to let you go. Slowly, my dear. It didn't happen in a single night. It wasn't a fire that lost its light. It was the way you stopped calling my name, like a quiet rain on a dying flame. First you forgot the way I take my tea, then you forgot the stories that made up me. You looked in my face and saw a stranger's eyes as the sun set slowly on our summer skies. The dates on the calendar began to blur. You couldn't remember exactly who we were. I stood in the kitchen, right in your sight, but I felt like a ghost in the morning light. You stopped asking how my day had been. The wall between us grew cold and thin. It wasn't a shout, it wasn't a blow, just a steady, silent, heartbreaking flow. I'm reaching for a hand that's turning into mist, forgetting the flavor of the lips that I kissed. I'm screaming your name, but the sound is so small in the hollow spaces of the empty heart. Oh, you forgot me slowly, piece by piece, watching our love and the memories cease. I'm singing to the rafters, I'm soaring so high in a note that is begging you not to say goodbye. Can you hear the note? Can you feel the soul as you lose the parts that once made me whole? Slowly, so slowly, I'm fading away like a render shadow at the end of the day. I was the sun in your sky, I was the light in your eye, but now a stranger just passing you by. Rise, rise to the fight of your might, leaving the ashes of your soul behind. You forgot me, you forgot my forgetting I lost my own control. First my name, then my face, then this space. You forgot it all. Heard you say to someone else my name like it meant nothing now. It flew from your lips unfamiliar, like you forgot who I was somehow. I stood right there just out of sight, watching memories lose their shade. All those nights you whispered me close now feel like a stranger's mistake. You used to say it like a prayer, like it was stitched into your soul. But time erased the sound of me and left my heart without a roll. You forgot my name like I was never part of you, like loving me was just a phase, something time could undo. I carried you in every breath, you carried on the same. I held on to everything we were. You forgot my name. I remember how you used to smile when you'd call me half asleep, like the world was softer somehow when it was ours to keep. Now you pass me like I'm a face. You never learned to know I wasn't perfect, I was true. I left you without a thought, but being forgotten hurts more than goodbye, more than losing you ever did. You forgot my name, but I still hear it in the rain, in every song, in every night, in every quiet ache. One day I'll say without gate, without wishing you'd stay, but tonight the world moves on. You don't look back. I feed out of your flame, but somewhere deep inside I'll heal, even if you forgot my name. We had a beginning written in stars, late night talks and borrowed hearts. You saved my name like it meant forever, like nothing could pull us apart. I remember the streets we used to roam, your laugh turning anywhere into home. But somewhere between then and now, you forgot the vows we never said out loud. I still carry every page we wrote while you closed the book and let it go. I stayed inside the memories you walked away so easily. You forgot our love story somehow, like it was never sacred to you. I was still holding every chapter while you erased what we went through. I believed in every word we said, in every future we planned instead. I love the truth of you and me, but you forgot our love story. I remember storms we survived, how I held you when you lost the light, that made space for all your fears while hiding behind were falling tears. How it take the nights we promised more, love story I see, but it still lives inside of me. I remember every laugh, every tear, every reason I stayed all these years. I won't fight to be remembered now. I won't chase the fading sound. I love that honestly, completely. You forgot our love story, but I didn't. Soft piano fades, a violin sighs. I close this book with open eyes. Some stories don't end with goodbye. They end when one door forgets the love story. I remember the night your voice went cold, like love was a story already told. You held my hand, but you weren't there. Your eyes looked through me like empty air. I asked you gently what had changed. You said nothing, but nothing stayed the same. The silence spoke louder than your words, and my heart heard everything you didn't. I felt the ending before it came. Still I stayed and called it faith. You left me broken, piece by piece, in all the ways you didn't leave. You walked away while standing near, and disappeared while I was here. I loved you louder than my pain, but loving you was never enough to make you stay. You left me broken, and I'm the one who had to bleed. I replay every moment I tried to say, every word I swallowed, every tear I gave. I made excuses for your distance, calling the blood just a phase. I waited for you to fight for our souls drowning, and you watched. You said you needed time to breathe, but you took the air right out of me. I held on tighter as you let go. finding me again. The piano fades, the violin sighs, and I whisper